What is going on, guys? Welcome to Welder Reacts channel, where me, as a god of welding, which says on my head, reacts to videos. So, basically, I was scrolling to YouTube, like looking for some weird stuff, and believe me, I found it, and I don't want to share it here. And I stumble upon this video, like it says, how much money should I charge for my welds? And I kind of wanted to do reaction, and this guy talks about various stuff, so I want to share my opinion and what I think about that, and just in general to show you my perspective on some of his things that this guy says. So I never watched this video, but I mean, I did watch it a little bit from the start, but I did not finish it. So let me push in the full screen mode, because yeah, I'm always doing full screen mode because I'm a badass welder, stuff like that. Never mind, stop talking bullshit. And yeah, let's jump
Hey
into the video.
everyone, welcome to Weld.com. I'm Mancub. The other day I had someone ask me, hey Mancub, how much should I charge for my weld?
Let me tell you something right away about the question, how much should I charge for my welds? And surprisingly enough, the people, especially people who are like just got into a welding job and welding business, they are like, you know, they are interesting. How much should they be paid for their work? And you always tell them it depends. Sorry for yawning, I don't have enough sleep. And I always tell them, it's not just me, everyone. It depends, man. It depends from how good of a welder you are, and depends what are you welding. You know, people does not always weld the same stuff. So there is various stuff of welding. Me personally, right now I am welding MIG all the time, but it's not like, I would say it's not like the easiest MIG welding, but it's not the hardest even. Like it's light enough that when you start welding, you can actually think about some other stuff other than that weld that you do. But I also weld some stuff with when I was TIG welding, and you have to think about that weld all the time. But let's push into video. I didn't even start.
Hey Mancub, how much should I charge for my welds?
Do you know what I told the guy? I said, are you a good welder? Are
Yeah.
you lazy? Do you cut corners? Today, Mancub will show you 5 different ways to
I actually like his intro. I should do that too. Like, not just this. Bam. Don't have time for intros.
charge more money for your welds.
Okay. This guy's funny. Look at his face.
All right, let's go.
His
some
eyes
money.
are red.
As
That
you can
means
see,
he's
this
all
welder really didn't care.
Okay. First thing, here he says like, and he showed us like a 10-hour weld. Like, I mean, it's a 10 bucks for an hour of your work. And it's, I don't know, he's from America or somewhere, I don't know. But to be paid $10 in for an hour of work here in Europe is actually really good pay. I mean, we're not paid here in dollars. We are paid here in euros. In most of the Europe, you are paid in euros if you are in European Union. But if you are, say, work in Croatia, which is also in kind of European Union, you will be paid in their currency, which is kuna. And if you are welding in Bosnia, you will be paid in marks, which is Bosnian currency. It's really good currency. But yeah, here he says that this is like weld worth of only $10 at hour. And I should say that this welding is like beginner at the like lowest level, like the beginning guy who is welding like second day.
How his welds were turning out. He was basically tuning his machine in while he was welding on the customer part.
Yeah,
That's
he's
a big
right for
no-no,
that,
so don't
definitely.
ever do that. Tip number 1 is grab a piece of scrap, tune your machine on the piece of scrap. Obviously, this is a piece of crap now, so we're gonna go ahead and tune our machine in on this piece of scrap. Right there, sounds like I need a couple more volts.
Okay. You always knew when there is a new guy who never even saw a welding machine in your like workplace, when you hear like welding apparat work like that, and it's just like, should I help him? Should I not help him? If I go there and tell something to that guy, will he be mad at you? Will he accept your advice? People are weird, like really. That sounds a lot better. But it sprays like crazy.
That sounds good, but I'm gonna run about a good 2-inch speed now. Okay, I got the machine all tuned in. I'm running 18.2 volts, 181 wire feet speed.
That's a nice machine.
I'm gonna go ahead and
That's a
tack
nice
this up,
welding
these
machine.
two parts, and we're gonna
We
just go
use
ahead and run this.
here
And I'm gonna show
in
you
Europe,
what the
we
weld
use
will look
a-
like just by
a
tuning your machine in.
EVM welder. And he's doing like these sort of movement pattern. Yeah, you learn. First thing you learn in school is like that sort of welding pattern. When you weld like this, like you make like these like eights. You can call them like that, but it's nice, and that's how I first time welded. And but you also have like a ton of technique to weld a T-joint, like there is a ton. But me personally, I just like to like try, pull toward myself or from myself, like a weld in like a straight robotic line. And I will put picture of some of my weld here somewhere. I don't know, man. Like down there. I don't know. I don't even know where my face will be on my video.
Doesn't that weld look a lot better?
Yeah.
Just by setting your machine on a piece of scrap will help you produce a better weld. So tip number 2 is remove your mill scale. Just by doing this will increase your arc characteristics, reduce your smoke, and also reduce your spatter. See, that was easy.
Okay, I have to say something about cleaning your material. It depends where you're working. If you're working in a company like that is like mine right now, doing this kind of stuff will be hard because we are almost running when we are working, and the guys that putting stuff together, like how do I call them, fitters, locksmiths, I don't know how do you call them, they should do this job, but even they don't have time because every machine we made here have its own deadline, and it have to be finished, and they don't care about like, will your weld look nice, will your weld look horrible, I don't know. They have some sort of paint, and when they spray painting the machine, like the paint just covers the weld and everything almost looks the same. So it's here where I work, it's all about you. Do you want your weld to look nice and strong, or do you don't give a poop about your welds? And my advice is you should always give poop about your welds, because if you don't weld something good, eventually that part that you welded can snap and someone can die, and that's not a good thing, never. And this dude, he is demonstrating something. Even they don't clean every single piece that they weld.
Easy.
There is
It
no
just took a
time.
couple-
Like when you paid by the hour, they expect you to weld a hour, like not to grind and stuff. But I will put a picture of my welds somewhere in here.
Seconds to clean the mill scale off. So I'm gonna go ahead and tack this up. Then
But
I'm gonna show
weld
you how
will
much
look
better the
definitely
weld
better.
will look.
Ooh, so crisp.
Yeah, it's crisp and it's nice, and it's melting really beautifully and joining the pieces together. Really looking nice. Guy have some like really steady hand. And one more thing, like you can see, they have like a workshop and a workbench. I don't have that on my job. Like when I came to my job every day, there is a machine as big as a room, as big as sometimes it's big like a house, and that machine have to be finished by this other day, have to be welded. So sometimes I weld alone, and sometimes if the machine is if there is just crazy amounts of welding, there is my colleagues. And by the way, we are working 6 days a week for 12 hours every day, and Sunday we do rest, and that's why I upload so little on this channel.
I bet you guys already could tell the difference. So
Yeah.
reduced smoke is right here,
Definitely.
less spatter. If you
I
look
mean,
right
it
here
looks
and look,
similar. Right now, the welds look similar, but if you cross-cut the welds and apply the liquid that show how deep the weld is penetrating inside, you will see a major difference. The major difference. And he says this is like a $30 welds right now, but like to be paid here 30 euros for a work hour. I don't know, Germany here doesn't have that, at least for a MIG welders, but I think maybe Luxembourg, Sweden, or some even more powerful country, but it depends what you're working. You will not be paid $30 an hour working on a small pieces like that. Here, at least here, you will not.
right here, a lot less spatter. And also, you can hear the crisp of the arc. It sounds way better. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is anti-spatter.
Definitely.
You guys already noticed we got a lot of spatter everywhere.
Definitely. Okay, I have to say something about these BBs or spatter. How do they call them? They suck, definitely, and they are the worst nightmare of a welder, because especially me, I mean, in my company, when you weld on machine and they expect to see only weld, not annoying little BBs. So you have to, if you don't have, use like the anti-spatter from the spray can, but we have like the, how do I call it? Anti-spatter liquid that we mix with water, and we use like those similar thingies for windows. Like, when you like cleaning your car windows, you have like the sprayer. You know what I mean. And we use those, but you cannot work without these, especially if the company requires the weld to look aesthetically. Like, it's ugly looking, no matter what.
So look how easy this is. We're gonna spray it on there and we're done. That will get rid of all our BBs. So let's go ahead and weld this out and I'll show you what it looks like.
It looks nice. It sounds nice. I would love to see him do some other technique other than that.
Look, just by doing that, spraying the anti-spatter on, it reduced the BBs all the way down to nothing. But you see a little bit of BBs, but I guarantee they're not even stuck on. So we're just gonna wipe this off. Look, see? Look how easy that little trick was. Simple and easy, and it's cheap.
I mean, it's not a trick. Those are all utility stuff made for welders, made to help you. Do you know what the trick is? When we run out of this like anti-sputter liquid that we use, sometimes we mix soap with water, and sometimes we mix even like a motor oil. You know, it does work, but it smokes like hell. So when we are out of this anti-sputter liquid, we most of the time mix, like we make high soap to water ratio, like it's like really soapy, and you spray it. I mean, it does, even then it sticks, but a little bit less than if you weld it just without that.
Cheap too. That's how we're gonna get rid of BBs. Tip number 4 is backstepping. As you guys probably noticed already, my corners are humped up. That's from me starting, and basically your puddle's really cold. And then when you take off, then your puddle warms up, then it wets out at the end. That's why you get a crater, and you gotta pause to fill it up. Well, we backstep, move from the left to right, and keep going counterclockwise if you drag. And basically your puddle's so hot when you're coming coming off of it to let off your trigger, the puddle's hot.
It's really nice.
It basically runs into your cold start.
That's
and
really
it flattens
nice.
It all out.
Filming angle.
So what do you think, guys? Yeah,
I think you're
See how this
fairly
one's really
good
humped
welder,
up? I mean, it's like
I
double the
expect
size.
some
It's
other
not as nice.
technique from you.
You can tell this one looks very, very nice and uniform. You don't have no hump up or anything. It looks nice and uniform. That's what we want. So that brings us to tip number 5.
And
so
it's
on
up to
backstepping, you're always
$50
going to have one humped up.
per
All right?
hour
That's
weld.
better than having 4 humped up. Tip number 5 is grinding your tacks or reducing the size.
Yeah, definitely. The tacks, they suck if your locksmith made like when they put machine together, in my case, and they tack weld everything, so everything is in place, and they put like the strongs, the like pipes that hold everything like stronger, so machine does not warp when you weld it or when you like turn it to another position. If they put like a tack as big as my thumb, you will not be able to weld, to pass all over that tack weld, because you can, it's not impossible, but your weld on that spot will look like a shit. So if you have time, the best thing you can do when you're preparing yourself for welding is to look at the tacks, and if you see like the tack that is just too big, take an angle grinder and just make it a bit smaller.
Of them. So just by grinding your tacks will
Just
eliminate all the pregnant
what this
worms.
dude says.
So I'm gonna make 4
And
tacks.
he's right.
2 of them are gonna be small. And the other 2 I'm gonna make like I've been making them. I'm gonna just show you how I grind them out, and we're just gonna go ahead and weld it. So you
And
can see
then,
how little these.
okay, dude, I have just one question. Like, you can hold your big gun in one hand. You don't have to like all the time be like this. And he's holding like a TIG welding wire. You need to learn to weld one-handed, because in my case there is a lot of situation when I have to climb on machine and I hold myself with one hand, and with other hand I do like welding, I weld with one hand and I hold myself with other. And you learn to do that with your right and with your left hand, and it's not
These
hard.
tacks are. So I'm gonna flip this around here and see how big these ones are. So I'm gonna show you how to grind, how much to grind, and then we're gonna go ahead and weld it. All we're doing is grinding our tack where it's almost where you can't see it, but just a little bit of meat where it can still hold the piece of metal.
Just the grinding stuff. Okay, let me see what will happen. Okay, that's like 60-hour weld.
There's
No, it's not.
little humps
It's
here
the same weld, but never mind.
at all. So that's very good. We didn't have to grind or nothing. The last little tip I got, it's a little pro tip, bonus tip. Take your wire brush and always clean up your welds.
Wire brushing your weld, like grinding your material before welding, those are all stuff that you do when you have like a shit ton of free time in your welding. But when you are pressed by the deadline that something needs to be finished, you don't have time to do this. This is a right thing to do. But when you don't have time for that stuff, you just skip them and you just push that weld. And yeah, I mean, I will stop my video here. I don't know, I'm probably talking for like over 20 minutes. It's a 7-minute long video, but I wanted to make reaction and I wanted to do my comments. And that's basically it. I hope you like my videos and I hope you subscribe on my channel, because I'm hoping to upload more videos on my channel here. So that's basically it. See you guys in another reaction video, commentary stuff. And also I am thinking about doing a music reaction videos on music, because I like music a lot and I enjoy it. Music is part of my life. So that's basically it, guys. Thank you all for watching my videos. Feel free to check my other videos that I have on my channel and subscribe on my push that subscribe button and stuff like that. Yeah, bye bye.